So we got a bit of a Papa Nerds outbreak going on. So session's canceled. Today we're going to be talking about Barbarians in another episode of our series, The Class Handbook. Today with me is Josh.
I am here. I started
Isaiah.
the outbreak.
He did start the outbreak. He is patient zero.
Actually, that's not true. Technically, going through all of us, Sam's. Well, no, wait. Which of us got? Actually, I think Isaiah started it. Technically, this is not important though.
What? Passing the nerds or being?
Yeah, passing the nerds. What?
I don't even. I'm here. What's up?
Just saying.
Yeah.
In the chronology of who got the Rona.
Derailed my train of thought.
I'm just saying, in the chronology of who got the Rona first, Isaiah, I believe you were first amongst the four of us.
I just peeked
really?
into my brain space.
So.
Sam was like, Class Handbook, and I was like, that's right, that is what we call this. I can never remember it. I don't know why. I say it to myself constantly while I'm at work in my Class Handbook. Class literally come to do the episode. I just can't. It just leaves
I
my brain.
literally had to pull up our episode list and look at the title.
It's like it's not even. It's a good name. My brain just doesn't work.
And it's like, no, wait.
Yeah, I want to say Class Core Book constantly.
Stupid. Also, I'm here. Hi.
Also, Matt's
Yeah,
here.
Matt's here.
Also, Matt too.
I mean, does Matt need any introduction, really? He just start talking and everybody will be like, oh, there's that goober.
This fucking guy.
For that, but yes, we will be talking about Barbarian today. Barbarian.
Using his
what a
great
good show.
ingenuity, using nothing but a squirrel, a wire, and a megaphone, Dave the Barbarian made a megaphone. Best bit.
God, I love that show.
I definitely butchered the line, but whatever.
It's so good.
It's a good bit. His ingenuity. I think it was a bit of string, swirl,
Something
on a
like
megaphone.
that. And a megaphone. He constructed a megaphone.
No.
Not
I
that this is
think
relevant
it
to
started
anything.
with he made a megaphone using nothing but his ingenuity, a squirrel, some string.
Oh yeah, and a megaphone. That's what it was.
Not for nothing. This is completely unrelated. My window's open because it's quite cold in my room, or it's quite hot in my room, and it is dank as fuck.
What?
Somebody hitting that wacky tobacco outside my apartment.
It helps calm the rage before
I understand.
combat.
So Sam, I just have to ask: was this spurred on by us playing a lot of Conan?
No, it was not actually. I had been searching for an episode idea since you were like, yeah, Sam's hosting tomorrow, and I went, oh no.
Well,
And the first thing that came to mind was Barbarian. I was
because
like,
you're honest.
I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've even been in the host chair. It's been a hot minute.
True.
Since I've had to think. Yeah, so
since I've had to think.
Let me just say, as an aside, if I cough into the mic at all, apologies now.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
he really does have the nerds blessing.
No, I do actually have the nerds. This is not a joke.
You got the vid.
As is tradition, I guess we should go around and rate the class for ourselves. So Josh, because you're dying, well, I'll let you go first.
Oh,
Yeah. 1 to 5. How do
Yeah.
you feel?
yeah. So I think Barbarian, for me personally, sits at a solid middle of the road 3.
I had a feeling.
With a caveat, though, that I think it is a class in a good place. Because although I find it a little dull personally, I think there has to be at least one kind of brain dead class. And I think Barbarian perfectly works for that. So it sits at a 3 because it's fairly simple, but I don't necessarily think it should be more complex either. So it's not bad. I'm just not about it, I guess, is how I'd put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do still think there's maybe a few things I could add, but you know.
Don't you worry, bud. Don't you worry.
There are a few things they could fix. There are a few things that they could add.
But I think it should
Class
stay.
isn't
I do
perfect.
think it should be the Unga Bunga class. Like I do think it should be the simple class.
I think that Barbarian itself, like its identity, is perfectly fine the way it is. It's just that like some abilities are like undertuned or just not what they should be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, because despite what people might tell you, a lot of people will argue that the simplest class to play is fighter, but I think Barbarian is far easier.
I agree.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Barbarian says, "I hit rage, I hit you."
Yeah,
Done.
That's even because there's a couple of fighter subclasses where you have to kind of like engage your brain juice. Basically, nothing in the Barbarian requires thought.
I feel like it's a tie between like Monk or Barb, of which is like the simplest. I think Barb definitely has like an edge over Monk.
It's definitely
not at
Barb.
all. It's Barbarian
Really?
by a huge amount. Monk isn't simple, Matt. Key points are not a simple mechanic.
Yeah, it's super simple.
No, it's not. Because it's a ton of choices that you have to potentially make every turn.
And by there's not that many.
But here's the thing. You say, oh, there's not that many, because in your brain, you're like, well, you have Stunning Strike and you have Multi-Attack, and that's all you need. Flurry of Blows.
I'm just talking like, level 3. Like,
But what? Level 3 isn't what we're only talking about. We're talking about the whole class.
Right. Well, I'm not talking like a max level character. I'm like, if you're just like getting a player introduced into the game, obviously you want to like, all right, you could pick a martial class. There's fighter, rogue, monk, barb. Definitely Barbarian's probably the easiest. I would say like between like a fighter and a monk, maybe monk would be simpler.
No,
it's like that's most of the time. Like when I'm looking at like newer players, it is usually like monk or Barbarian is like
monk's not
the go-to like simple option.
Monk might seem like it'd be simpler, but it's not, because it has unique mechanics in terms of things like it doesn't use equipment and it has unarmored defense, which, if you don't understand the base rules of how AC works, is going to confuse your understanding of the game overall.
But Barbarian
also has
Barbarian does also
defense.
have that, but Barbarian doesn't have the other shit that Monk has, which is key points, which is choices, and also Monk is sort of you can play Monk wrong. You can't play Barbarian wrong. Like you really can't fuck up Barbarian. You know what I mean? Even if you reckless attack every single turn, you're still probably okay.
I don't know about all.
You have enough health that you can still get away with that. It's risky, but you could get away with it.
It also depends on what Barbarian you're building as well. Like, you can get a lot of HP.
Yeah.
Lots
That's
of
what I'm
HP.
saying. So, like, also, I would argue that the subclass abilities that a lot of the Monk subclasses get add quite a bit of layers of complexity that Barbarian subclasses do not. Also, Monk gets something every single level, which is not the
Barbarian.
case. No.
Yes. Yeah. Look at it.
Do they get?
Look at it with your special eyes.
It does. It literally gets something every level.
Oh yeah, but aren't a lot? Yeah, but a lot of them are just upgrades to an existing thing, aren't they?
But that's also
No, it's just brutal critical.
Sorry, every class. God damn it.
I know
Anyways.
classes get upgrades, but like. Also, but Monk still gets more shit. Barbarian does get something every level, but if you look at the amount of shit in the Monk list, it is more. Because at some levels they get 3 things. For example,
Yeah,
where is it? Oh no, that one's
122.
Oh no, I lie. They get 2 things.
Never mind. I take that point back.
Anyway,
This is not relevant, but
no.
Stay tuned to the
really
Monk
isn't.
episode.
I guess
I guess this.
I
is
don't
the
like this
combined
idea that Monk is the
core
easiest to
player
play.
handbook book.
I mean,
I don't
so,
think
look,
Monk is the easiest to play. I think Monk has a lot of options that are easier for you to wrap your head around than most classes. Like, it's not a caster at all.
I think a big problem with Monk is that you can, because some of the key point abilities are not that good, you can actively make the wrong choice if you're a player who doesn't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of a big thing. Yeah.
So anyways, how you doing, Isaiah? You want to give me a number? You want to give me a reason?
Wait. Josh didn't give us his quintessential Barbarian.
I mean, we're going through the list.
I was gonna say, I think he's bounced. Look, we don't have a set way we do it. Isaiah or Sam's.
Fair enough.
Move this away from me.
Honestly, I agree with Josh. solid 3. And this is coming from somebody whose first class is Barbarian, and I love going Unga. Great sword, great sword game for life. But as someone who's played a bunch of Barbarians, I am like painfully aware that there are some aspects that I really wish weren't the way they were. A lot of it has to do with their stats, or not really the stats, but like the relationship with their stats to the class itself. Like, I'll get into it later because I got a lot that I want to talk about. Yeah, solid. You know what? Nah, that 3 is not fair enough. I'll give it a 4. It needs some improvement, but I do really love it. That's me.
Okay. Matt?
I'm gonna give it a 4. Honestly, it's it's definitely a very fun class with a very easy to grasp like idea of like, you just get angry and you hit shit, and it's like, I can do this anytime.
Matt's too nice to get classes in this game.
You do have to appreciate the don't you just want to go ape shit class.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and that's why I really like it. I do, like Isaiah was saying, there are some gripes. Like one of the big things, and we'll talk about later, like Beast Barbarian. I feel like one of the things they should probably add to Barbarian is be able to unarmed attack more easily. Because like I get the idea is like, all right, you're a big muscular person with a big fuck off weapon, and you hit the big fuck off monster, and it's like, well, what if I just want to like punch somebody with my big fuck off fist? No, you can't. But
I feel
my muscles.
I feel like the problem is that they didn't want it to step on Monk's toes.
True, I can see that,
because that's kind of Monk's main thing is I am the punch man.
Right.
Although, couldn't you?
These are my fists that I punch with.
Can't you get
You can get the fighting style.
Yeah, there's a fighting
that
style.
gives you the thing. Yeah, so
right?
there are ways for Barbarian to unarmed strike.
Because there's you can get the fighting initiate that gives you a fighting style, and then take the unarmored one that they added, or the unarmed strike one that they added in Tasha's. So, like, you could do it, but you can, I think they don't want it. I mean, maybe a Barbarian subclass that was punchy. I could see
maybe like something like that. But so like Rage is cool. The theme of the class is cool. It's very versatile. Like I've seen so many different barbarians from your Conan. That's the big word.
You can't just call every class versatile. You said it about every single one.
A lot, not
You've
all
said
of
it
them,
about everyone.
No, not all.
Yes,
of them.
you have.
Nah, go back.
I mean, a lot of the classes are versatile.
They are,
This is
and
not
specifically.
true.
No, they are.
The
Specifically
subclasses do make them
that's the
quite
thing.
versatile.
Yeah. But
not the class themselves, but the subclasses do.
Right. And with Barbarian in particular, like I've seen people play your stereotypical like dwarf barbarian who drinks grog and fucking just wants to hit shit and be asshole to elves. And I've seen your smart, sophisticated, noble elf who is who just, he has a temper tantrum sometimes and just loses control. And I've seen all different spectrums of barbarians in this game. And it's so cool to kind of like see how many people can play this class very differently. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 because I really do like it. But it's not perfect. It's not like Wizard.
Hey, 5 is not a perfect. There's always things that can be changed.
No, 5 is gold standard.
5 means you like it a lot, but it doesn't mean it's perfect.
It is the best in class of all time in the universe.
Also, Matt, you've never given anything below a 3 anyway, so I'm starting to feel I don't know if I'm trusting your judgment anymore.
I mean, I'm trying to think. When we get to later on, I might give something a 2, but like, I don't think there's a bad class like in the game.
Looking at you, fighter.
No, we already went to
class, or is it just?
I suppose it depends on what your definition of bad is.
I don't think boring is bad. I think bad means that it just does not function well at all.
No, I guess bad. I guess my definition of bad is unsatisfying, which is why fighter I dislike.
See, that's what I would describe as unsatisfying.
I guess.
I wouldn't use the word bad for it. Like, if I were to talk about Summoner in 14, I would not call it a bad class. I would call it an unsatisfying class.
I agree. I play that class, by the way.
Not anymore, you don't.
I still play that game. It's just rare.
No, I more meant you're gonna stop playing it after Endwalker, but sure.
What? Like, do you mean the game in general?
No, Summoner.
No class.
I'm saying
Why?
you're gonna pick up another class because you're gonna be sad about Summoner.
I mean, look, they did a lot of things I didn't like about that class. They changed a lot of shit that I'm not happy with.
A lot of people say that. Just, it's the thing.
Let my egg
Anyways.
do things. I had. Like,
Yeah, they do things.
No, I have to make them do things.
Yeah, you had to do that
I was
before.
gonna say you always had to make them do
No,
things.
my Ifrit
Yeah.
would just fucking wiling out on shit whenever it wanted to, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
you
And
had,
it did
you had to hit
nothing.
the egg
They still
assault button
had
to make them do that.
Aggie assaults. Yeah, that's not.
Hey, look,
It's not
the
new.
fact that it passively did damage was good enough for
It's
me.
still passive. What?
No, it doesn't passively anymore.
Carbuncle does.
No, he doesn't.
9.
No, he definitely
No,
does.
Carbuncle doesn't attack.
Absolutely does.
He doesn't.
All right. Well, then you know what? We're going against the rules. My rating for Barbarian is 20 out of 5.
Oh shit,
it is
he
a- it is-
fucking
It is
did
a
it.
perfect class. And if you take that number, it just reduces to 4.
What?
I'm giving it a 4.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
20 divided
This-
by 5?
This was an elaborate math joke.
Okay.
Not very elaborate at all.
Insert meme of Karen with all the numbers and shit like floating around.
Yeah. I like how you said meme of Karen.
I don't know what it's
I-
called. You know what I was.
No, I do know what you
got
mean.
the
I
meme.
think that's probably
You
a
got that
better.
joke.
That's probably a better name for it.
A Karen with math meme.
Yeah. Math Karen.
Math Karen. Anyways, I do love Barbarian. I love Barbarian in lore. I love Barbarian in I hit thing. I love Barbarian because honestly, there's a lot of time in D&D where I just want to kind of turn my brain off and say I hit the thing. Having played classes with options and classes without options, there are times where I'm like, man, I wish I played class without option.
I wish I played class without option.
I mean, listen, I don't think I could ever play a wizard for longer than a few sessions.
Really?
Or sorcerer. No, I hate spellcasters. I do not like playing spellcasters at all. Because a lot of the time I feel like, man, I've made my decision, but now because 3 turns have passed, I feel like my decision's the wrong decision.
I literally said that in the wizard episode. Or like every time combat goes, I'm like, the idea of what I want to do changes, and then when it gets to my turn, I'm like, I don't know, Ray of Frost, I guess. Fuck me.
See, my argument is that just keeps me paying attention because I have to be aware.
Yeah, no, you do have to pay attention, but like because of the flow of combat and like, one player does one thing, another player does one thing, it constantly is changing the plans and everything you want to do in your mind. So like normally it's like, all right, I'm going to cast this spell over here to help the allies. Oh no, never mind. That guy exploded. Okay. I'll cast fly and I'll go up and scope the roof. Oh no, the Terras destroyed the building. Alrighty.
These are some pretty,
Drastic,
we
yeah, I know.
We went from 0 to 100 literally instantaneously. You brought the
Yeah.
Tarrasque. Now,
Yeah.
so it's less about paying attention and more about I cannot give a certain amount of energy to something if I'm constantly focusing on it. So like if I'm going to play D&D for 4 hours, if I'm constantly paying attention to D&D for those entire 4 hours, you are not going to see me for those 4 hours. I will probably just get up and leave and go for a walk for like 10, 15 minutes randomly because my brain will start hurting. I get headaches, and I get agitated if I have to do that.
Interesting.
So, not a great time. At least with Warlock, I had less options.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I have 2 spell slots. I got to use them right. So I just go, LOL, Lamau, shooty, bang, bang. So yeah, like, I think, honestly, my disappointment with Barbarian comes more from its options and subclasses than anything else. I feel like that's the case for most classes for me, but like,
Heard it here first, folks. Game bad. Go says Sam.
I said that fucking episodes ago.
I know.
Put it on a shirt.
Yeah, put it on a shirt. I mean, I don't even know. Brett could probably tell us, but like, we're 30 something episodes in. So
31 and still unpaid.
yeah, but
Bad of you.
yeah, it's a few. Barbarian, solid 4. Like if I had more subclasses that I would like, I'd probably give it a 5. I think the way that Beast is handled and Berserker as a whole kind of just makes me sad. Because I like Beast, but like I don't know, I feel like there should be a little bit more to it.
A little bit. I mean, the third level, but like the main ability is very good, and then as it levels up, it's like gets kind of like, it's okay. This is okay feature.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because like its level 6 abilities, they're magical now, and it's like, so I'm playing monk.
A little bit.
Kung Fu werewolf.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Kung Fu werewolf. Yep. So, anyways, going down the list of questions, and I have 2 options in my brain for this question. Who's the quintessential barbarian in media for you? Josh, take us away. We'll keep going in the same order.
Okay.
We're just gonna keep going in the same order.
Around the circle. You take the
around,
talking stick, and then he gets the talking stick.
I try. Yes, the talking stick bit, because that was a good one. We should definitely bring that bit back.
Just use your talking stick.
Yeah, this is my barbarian hit stick. It is also the talking stick. I tried really hard. I was like, I didn't try that hard. I got COVID brain right now. My brain's barely functioning. But I did think about it. I'm like, is there anyone I could say that's not from World of Warcraft? And I just kept coming back to Grom Hellscream. So, it's really hard for me not to go with Grom Hellscream, because he really just hits the nail on the fucking head for Barbarian in almost every way.
So for those who aren't aware, such as myself, who is Grom Hellscream? Like, what is his?
He's Thrall's brother. He's an orc chieftain. He uses a big fuck off axe called Gorhal, and he's quite literally a berserker barbarian. I mean, my man's
he the orange one? Like, he was the orange orc who took over after?
Nope. That's his son, Garrosh.
That's why I'm fucking it up
so far.
He's also not orange, but that's beside the point. He's supposed to be like a reddish brown. But that's not important.
Game not really portrayed that well.
Yeah, the art shows him kind of orangey. He's supposed to be like a reddish brown. But anyway, that's his son, Garrosh Hellscream, who is also very barbarian, so he works too. But Grom's the OG, and fuck Garrosh, he's a piece of shit. So
he only committed massive war crimes.
Genocide, war crimes, nuked a country.
I love war crimes.
No biggie.
We love war crimes here.
Psychopath, cheated in the most sacred form of combat for the orcs. Just the usual.
Oh, wait. He didn't do that on purpose.
That's true. He technically did do that on purpose.
That wasn't on him. He got real mad about that one.
Anyway.
Gotta set that record straight.
Good point. You're right. Anyway, although Gul'dan cheated like a bitch.
Anyway, that man cheats on everything.
Correct.
Right?
Me and Sam are going down a rabbit hole now. Anyway.
So speaking of WoW,
basically,
it's terrible.
he's a big, beefy orc motherfucker, big fuck off 2-handed axe. At one point in the story, he literally drinks demon blood and goes Omega Unga mode and just fucks people up. So he's pretty on point for the Berserker Barbarian. And I know that I've said it, I'm going to use World of Warcraft a lot, but I genuinely couldn't think of anyone else. But also, I only really thought about it today, so,
It's fine. Most of my picks have been comic book characters, so we're all going down
but
different.
at least that's different IPs, Matt. I'm taking from one IP.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Isaiah?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you who my quintessential barbarian is not. It's not Conan. And I'll tell you why.
I mean, I feel like
Conan,
we've said
this
multiple
before.
times.
I'm going to reiterate it. Conan is not actually barbarian. He does not use his overwhelming rage to fight. He uses his overwhelming girth. He was trained by like the greatest sword masters of like the age and the area, and he's like a warrior poet. He's definitely not. He's also a thief. He's definitely not a barbarian. He's like a fighter rogue. And I call him like a fighter rogue. However, because I'm a fucking weeb, My quintessential.
I swear
My
to God,
quintessential
if you say what I think
barbarian
you're about to say,
is Berserker from Fate. It's my
And
good
there's
old
your
boy
Fate reference, everybody.
Heracles.
That is it. Goodbye. Have a good night. See you,
No,
see you
listen,
next time.
listen. He's literally barbarian.
No, he
He's
is.
literally barbarian.
He is.
He's fucking Hercules, so he's all about massive girth. And because he's a berserker class, he's literally constantly in his rage mode. Like, he can't turn it off. And he doesn't have like a special magic axe. He just has a chunk of obsidian that he wields like a fucking greatsword.
Yeah.
He is 100% a barbarian.
Yeah, it is.
Special mention? Question mark? Spartacus, also from Fate. Also a berserker.
You know, I thought you were gonna say Lancelot, so
No, I would argue he's a paladin.
okay.
He's still very much a knight. He can't. He may have that rage going on, but he goes, "Hey yo, that F-15, that's mine now."
One day I will finally sit down and watch something of Fate, and I'll finally be in the loop.
Yes.
It's a real good thing that you're gonna be in a place with a lot of fate.
Hell yeah,
shit.
brother, we're going to Colorado in 3 weeks,
Oh no, I'm
motherfuckers.
gonna be forced to watch Fate.
Yes, you are.
No, we have to watch shitty Halo first.
I mean,
No, oh, come please, no. I'd rather watch Fate.
Yes.
Matt, we have
got
to
him.
watch the war crimes.
I don't know. How could they do my boy John Halo?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
All right, Matt. To get the trauma out, who is your quintessential?
I bet I know who Matt's about to
barbarian?
say.
All right, my quintessential barbarian
Matt, I swear
is
to
Grog
God.
Strongjaw from the ever popular
I
internet
hate
show
you.
Critical. No, it's not. It's not actually. No. Although I do put Grog in my big list of barbarians. I
That's
have.
cheating, but okay.
No, it's not actually the one I'm choosing. Mine, very basic, very simple, quintessential guy. Everybody knows him. They love him. He's big. He's green. He's very
I
mean.
fucking knew it.
Scar.
She-Hulk. No, I'm kidding. It's actually the Incredible Hulk.
I fucking knew it. I mean, She-Hulk counts too.
True. But like
I just-
Barbarian though. Like,
I knew you were
for a
gonna say the
second-
Hulk. I fucking knew you
For
were
a
gonna say the
second,
Hulk.
you
Because
said
it's
he's
comic book.
big,
I gotta-
he's
I
mean,
gotta-
he's green, and I was hoping you'd say Shrek.
I
Get
mean,
that to my swamp. She's like,
I mean, his power comes from his rage and spite.
It does.
It's true.
He's big.
He
He is
roars,
very
he's thick,
strong.
very strong. Yeah. Ah, shit. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna change mine.
He gets
Yeah,
shot in
this is
the
Shrek.
ass and doesn't notice it because the arrow's not there
'Cause
until
he's
the
so
scene
thick.
dictates it.
True.
I hate that you brought that up.
I also hate that Sam brought that up.
I think about it constantly, okay?
I know you do.
I sat there watching Shrek for hours and then started to notice the inconsistency. Don't ask why. Please don't ask why.
Sam's been traumatized.
Listen, I watch Shrek a lot, all right? And it's not on purpose ever. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, it's simple because like going back in actual, like I don't even want to say history, but like old interviews with Stan Lee, he literally made it. He's just like, what if there was, I always like if I got angry and I could just use that superpower to like just do whatever I want and be very angry and punch things and beat the bad guys in like one hit. And it's like, okay, it's like that makes sense. It's like barbarians. It's like, yeah, you get real angry, you get real fucking, swole, and then you beat the shit out of somebody. And then look at the Hulk, and it's just like, oh yeah, clearly a barbarian.
yeah.
There is that whole bit where he goes to a gladiator planet and literally becomes a barbarian.
Very true.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my man's got so angry and swole one time he punched time, like the concept of
Yeah.
time. So,
He also is so angry that he literally will survive the heat death of the universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just how angry
Get that
the Hulk
barbarian
is.
resistance, baby.
Oh, we didn't say Broly from Dragon Ball.
He's actually on my list too.
Broly's nice. That's true.
I have a whole list we'll go through if you want.
You know, fucking Christ, y'all.
Kenpachi. The little one.
Kenpachi?
Less rage, more. I hit thing real hard.
He just hit hard. He's like, Kenpachi's not angry so much as he's just like too stupid or lazy to learn how to use a sword properly, but he can hit real good, so he just relies on that. Like,
I'm honestly,
Remember that one time that he was like, "Hey, I remember watching people do techniques," and he said, "I could do that.
I could do that," and then he fucking cleaved the planet in half, basically.
Yeah, I was thinking of Final Arc where he literally like hulks out and turns into a demon man.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you viewers, you might be watching that soon. That arc's not going to be good.
I don't care.
Okay, I mean, at least Josh accepts it.
I don't care. I need bleach back in my life.
This man's been fucking sitting here blue balled by bleach for almost over a decade now. He needs more bleach.
Josh huffing that copium, not realizing it's right around the corner.
I mean, I gotta get through JoJo first, though, so it's gonna be a minute.
Oh God, that's right. Now you only got 2 more parts to go.
True.
Oh my God, you made me just fucking forget my quintessential barbarian. I hate all of
fucking
you.
A, Sam.
I hate all of you.
You want me to
Alright,
just
so I'm
start
gonna use this time
listing
to talk
Is yours
about the
also
movie
Grom
Barbarian.
Hellscream, Sam?
No, it was not also Grom Health Scream. Actually, I've jumped around during this entire conversation because I'm like, but wait, also that one.
Oh, God.
Like at one point, it was like Goku when he first goes Super Saiyan, Lehman Russ, but I was like, maybe he's not really
Lehman.
a barbarian.
Who the fuck's Lehman Russ?
Warhammer.
Primarch of the Volca Fenrica, the Space Wolves.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
favorite
yeah,
chapter.
Space Barbarians, definitely fucking Space Marines.
Literally space Viking barbarians.
If we're gonna go Warhammer, Gabriel Seth is a good one. Chapter Master of the Flesh Terrors.
I really can't believe y'all made me forget. I did think about Heracles at one point.
Okay, all right, thank you. I put him in there.
No,
The original.
yeah.
No, Matt. He doesn't.
not the
Sam
fake.
does not mean the original.
No, I
never
meant
mind.
the fake
Alright.
version.
He means the fake version.
All right.
Hell yeah.
How
wait,
did y'all make
what
me
about the
forget?
beginning?
I was gonna originally. I was also gonna say Day of the Barbarian as a joke because
Yeah, I mean,
he's not angry though. He's just big.
All right, question.
Yes.
Dave the fucking.
Genuine. This is gonna sound like a shit post. Genuine question. Is Jotaro a barbarian?
Yes.
He does hit thing, but he's also really smart.
But
So,
he is
like,
pretty angry.
At women.
True.
Don't know about anybody else.
True.
I don't think I've seen him more angry at a person other than his
I mean,
mom.
he's pretty pissed at
Yeah.
Dio when he starts, bodying his
I mean,
ass.
Dio. But like, what is Dio but a very effeminate man?
This is true.
I mean, it is worth mentioning. I said it before. Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear. One of the smartest men on the planet refuses to use brain.
I mean, literally, he said, all right, so there's this big fucking cube that can't be broken by force. How do I break it? I punch it really hard.
It is worth pointing out, though, there is a scene in the Guilty Gear Strive story where Soul Bad Guy is riding on his fucking magical motorcycle and literally says, hold on real quick, I gotta calculate the wind trajectory and the speed at which we are about to fly out this window so we can land on the other ship. And then he does that calculation in like less than a minute and lands perfectly. So,
He does do that, yeah.
he has his moments, but
we
he also...
we all know that he's this smart, but he's just like,
Well, here's the thing, though. In
No.
that same story, he also beats up a bunch of terrorists with a giant statue of Lincoln. So, it's very conflicting. That's the thing that really happens. So, he's
He
definitely
is-
a barbarian.
He is in ways diametrically opposed to Conan. Conan, smart man. Sorry, like smart. Looks like a barbarian, whereas Soul acts like a barbarian, actually smart. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, also with the dragon install, he's got some beast barbarian going on there.
Yeah.
no, absolutely. That's the first thing I thought of
with
when
his dragon
Soul was mentioned.
uninstalled.
Yeah.
I need to see that again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
yeah,
The dragon uninstall run up grab.
For context, Matt, the character Soul has like an across the screen grab in the new game, and you can cancel out of it. So what people will do is they'll go into the super.
No, this is
dash
not a
up to
thing people actually do. This is not effective.
No, I know, but like this is something that people do in meme. So yeah, they'll like close the gap and then cancel out of their install and then just normal grab people for a win. And it is some of the funniest shit to watch, especially when the base drop the second the grab grows up.
This is one of those things that's very much not funny without context. So I don't know why you bothered to explain it. But anyway, do you actually have an answer, Sam?
I've lost it again. I had it for literally a split second.
You want to just go with Hercules from Fate?
No, I'm just gonna go with Lehman Russ.
Okay.
Let's get some diversity in here. Man is so fucking swole. He leads a bunch of fucking space Vikings. Anybody under the table has fucking werewolf traits.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna argue with any space marines being barbarians. That one's pretty easy.
Fun fact: he drank the emperor under the table.
Yeah.
Nice.
Out-ate the Emperor, out-drank the Emperor. The only thing he didn't do was out-fight the Emperor.
He got his ass beat. He also, it's worth noting, Lehman can get so mad he cancels out the warp around him.
Yeah,
so he's got big berserker energy.
Yeah. No, he got that big berserker.
He literally gets so mad at Magnus at one point, he howls and the warp just turns off and Magnus goes, "What the fuck? What did you just?" And then he gets baned over Lehman's knee.
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Yeah,
Warhammer.
Yeah. Love Warhammer. I can't wait for the Magic decks to come out and arrive literally less than a week before you guys get here.
Oh
That's
god,
right, they're coming out soon, aren't they?
The Warhammer Magic decks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's October 7th that they come out, and they're gonna arrive on October 12th.
God.
All 4 of them.
Oh,
Smiley face.
Please. I don't want to learn Magic. I work in a store where we sell a shit ton of them.
You can literally just play the Chaos one where you just go LOL, I hit random button and win.
Neat. I will do that. You got can I list off all the different ones, just a couple ideas, some funny, some...
Can I give the honorable mention that's half a berserker, half not?
Actually I did want to bring up Guts.
Thank you.
At some point.
Oh, yeah.
Because
we've had this conversation.
He's one berserk, literally the name of the manga, but so it's funny because it's Guts himself flip-flops between the I use the rage for my strength and not.
And he flip-flops between using the rage and then also knowing how to fight.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning, Griffith is a master level duelist, and he beat Griffith in one move.
Yeah.
Before all the badness happened. He
doesn't need the rage to fight, but he says, "But it make me stronger and unga bunga."
Yeah, I mean when he puts the berserker armor on, right? He goes full berserk, but when he's just fighting normally, a lot of the time he is just actually good at fighting.
Yeah, so, and then he put a cannon on his arm and said, "LOL, Lamau."
Yeah, he's kind of a weird one.
He did say, "Think fast, chuckle nuts."
He very much
a small cannonball through him.
He feels like a very genuine example of a fighter barbarian multi-class.
Yeah, he's
half and half, 10 barbarian, 10 fighter.
Yep.
And also. He can't be full barbarian because a lot of the time he's not angry. He's just real sad. So,
he's the definition of I don't want to be horny. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to point this out because this might be a little bit random, but to talk about Lehman Russ, I pulled up the wiki page of him, and in the bottom right corner, there's just an ad of Metal Gear Rising. And I'm like, is Raiden a berserker? There are times where he does the thing, but not really.
No, I don't think so.
I'd say he's a Kensei monk with I'd say I'll give him 2 levels in berserker. He doesn't have. He's not a. He does. In barbarian.
He doesn't have a primal path.
Yeah, he doesn't have a primal path yet, but he's on his way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was just the scene of him punching Senator Armstrong in the chest repeatedly. I'm like,
Nice.
And that also reminded me of the vamp fun fact. So why is he named Vamp? Is it because he drinks blood like a vampire? What? No, it's because he's bi. You weirdo. Vampires aren't real. Ryan just sitting there confused.
Let it be known, Snake's like, vampires aren't real, but his dad canonically believes in Santa Claus. So like, who's the bigger goober, Snake? The answer is your dad. It's your dad, Snake.
I mean, his dad is pretty goofy.
Anyway.
But yeah. I'll go with Lehman Russ though, because
Okay.
he's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Matt.
Josh, have you? Oh, Matt.
Oh, wait, no, wait,
oh,
no, I was
yeah,
gonna-
Matt wants to go through his list. I forgot.
Extended
Oh,
list that he always has to
Matt's
the
been
make.
so quiet.
honorable mentions for you guys. Yeah, more honorable mentions. So did anyone ever play the video game Brutal Legends?
No.
Yes. Are
Yes,
you about to
it's the
bring up
game
my boy?
Yep, yeah, Eddie Riggs, aka
yeah.
Jack Black but buff. Basically, the game it's a brawler game where you're set in a fantasy heavy metal world, and all the famous rock stars and shit are NPCs. It's a great game.
Until it turns
fun.
into an RTS.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the RTS.
Yeah, he's an RTS. Yeah, and basically Eddie Riggs is your stereotypical Barbarian. He's a bard. He plays a guitar. It summons magic, but he's also big and swole and muscular and beats the shit out of you with said guitar.
And he's
He also
voiced by
gets a
Jack
demon
Black.
mode.
And he's voiced by Jack Black, so it's perfect. It's literally the perfect game. 10 out
Jack
of
Black,
10.
the ultimate barbarian.
Yeah.
Okay, unironically though, it is
Have
actually a
you
very,
seen
very
that
fun
the
game.
meme of him with the Thor hammer?
Yes.
No, but yes, Sam. Sam.
Sorry. Okay, so I have to be real with y'all. I know this is my episode, and I did this to myself.
Yeah.
So there was a horror movie that came out really recently called Barbarian, and a lot of people like
Yeah.
this movie.
What? Yeah,
I
what is-
hate this
I've heard-
movie. I watched this movie because all I heard was good things, and my girlfriend was like, "Hey, we should go see this movie because we both like horror, and apparently it's really good." And we both came out of it like,
That was real shit.
"That was terrible." Like,
Nice.
why are people talking about this like it's the best shit ever?
Why is
It's
it-
the people going to hotel and
Why is it called
right
Barbarian?
or an apartment.
Do you
and
want to?
then-
You want to know why? Because
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I watched the whole fucking movie. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh,
Don't know.
well,
Don't know.
That's not helpful.
No, it really isn't. I guess the best answer is that the monster of the movie will kill you if they get irritated, and that's the only time.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right.
That's it. The movie's bad. Don't watch it.
I don't watch horror movies anyway.
I mean, it's not even that scary.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of barbarians.
Yeah, speaking of barbarians, please tell me, Matt, please,
Well,
before I
yeah,
start ranting about
we
this
got
movie.
Eddie Riggs. Actually, I guess on horror theme, how do you guys feel about like the horror movie guys like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers? Not the Shrek actor, the murderer. Like, what if he could he be a barbarian?
Mike Myers, I will say yes. Jason is a
I
little
don't
bit
think so.
weird because Jason is manipulated by his mother and the voices in his head from his mother.
So I'm kind of inverse. I'd say Jason is a barbarian because he's literally a rage beast. Michael
He's just
Myers is
literally
more of
big on
Myers is like a revenant. Like they're both revenants because they're fucking
I
zombies.
was gonna say they're both not really alive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
especially that time that one of them gets sent up into space and says "LOL, Lamau."
Oh my god, that was such a funny fucking movie.
Jason X.
Jason
What a great
X.
time.
What else? Classic. I know you guys mentioned Hercules from Fate, but classic Hercules from actual Greek
regular
mythology.
Hercules.
Normal. Yeah.
Just not the Disney one.
It's not
No,
the Disney
not the
one.
Disney
no.
one.
Not the Disney one. Nah.
No, that's true though, because regular Hercules literally murders his fucking wife in a fit of rage. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't like his fault. He got
No, I'm just saying it
Magic,
works.
yeah.
It wasn't his fault, but that's
no,
beside
it
the
wasn't.
point.
It was Hela being
Being
angry,
Hela.
but justifiably angry wife.
I mean, it's the same way that Lancelot murdered Gareth, but it's fine.
Look, we don't talk about how he
Wine range.
stomped Gareth's head into fucking paste. Oh,
never
my
won.
boy.
Yeah, we got Dragon Ball Z, plenty of characters. They get real angry. They punch hit hard. We got Broly. He's probably a good example. Vegeta probably at some point.
Vegeta just always mad.
I feel
Always
like
mad.
about something.
my problem though is I feel like Vegeta's too technical. You know, like he's not.
Except for that time that he tried to beat the crap out of Beerus for slapping Bulma.
He did, and like he has the Angie, but for the most part, he's actually like a well-trained and like technical fighter. And I feel like that
Yeah.
kind of takes you out of the running as Barbarian, you know?
Well,
Because like
Maybe.
because that's like the main difference for me in my eyes, like the difference between fighter and
I mean,
Barbarian, right? Is like
oh, you like lose control.
So-
no, not that you lose
all right,
control,
so-
but like Barbarian fights off of like instinct and sheer like just physical power.
Yeah. So
Fighter
can I-
actually
can I-
has
can I-
technique.
Can I counterpoint you?
Maybe.
Okay, so Vegeta does have a lot of technical skill, except for when he gets either pushed to a wall or just really angry.
This
Because
is
he's just like, you know what's a great move that's always worked every single time?
Key
Key
Blast
Barrage.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Dust this bitch.
Has it worked every time? No, it's literally worked none of the times.
What do you
It literally has never worked.
It's old reliable in that it's not reliable at all.
Yep.
His next
It's
big move
reliably
that's
useless.
his next big move that has never worked ever. Final Flash.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sad.
Okay, no, wait, hold on. It worked the one time the guy just cheated and regenerated.
Listen, regeneration is not cheating.
It's pretty
Wait,
common
no,
in
wait,
DBZ.
he literally beat that guy in the fucking the universe tournament.
Bro, that you're asking me to watch Super.
It's like the only good scene in early Super.
I don't remember that.
It's when he does
Same.
blue Final Flash and like his key lightning is like ripping gouges in the planet itself. It's such a good scene. They play his theme song because that's right. Vegeta's one of the only character in the show who has an actual fucking theme song.
I know. It's a good one too. Should use it more often.
Hell yeah.
And then
They should just, use Vegeta more often and make him not what he is.
oh, what? Nah, he's perfect the way he is.
What are you fucking talking about? This man gets shit on literally every second he exists.
I know it makes him
I don't
special.
want
Makes him
Vegeta to be a
amazing.
joke. I don't want Vegeta to finally be like, I have come to the light and this is the
No.
strength that I've received from it. I mean,
No.
like, they
Why is he a blue themed Lancer though?
did somebody say Lancer?
Not that kind
Oh,
of
God.
Lancer.
I thought we were going to talk about how Lancer commits suicide every single time he's on screen.
No,
Bro,
it's not.
leave my man alone. What the fuck?
All right, we're
This
getting down
man-
the
this
stupid
man-
train. We should move on.
Yeah. Well, all right. Last few other comic book characters besides the Hulk. We got Wolverine, Drax, Venom? Question mark? Maybe. Big maybe.
Is Venom angry though, or just primal?
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
Barbarian says primal path.
It
I'll put a throw spear from Primal.
Oh yeah.
From
yeah.
what?
The Gendy Tartakovsky show.
Yeah, the caveman from the Gendy Tartakovsky show.
He's literally okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Spear is just a fancy word for Lance. He's a Lancer.
Shut up.
I hate
Marv from Sin City. If anyone hasn't read the comics or seen the movie, holy shit! Yeah,
Isn't
Marv.
that Mickey Rourke's character?
Yeah, he's the one. Literally,
With
like
the
the guy with the
fucked up face?
bandages all over his fucking
Yeah.
face. Yeah.
I ain't never seen that shit, so I don't know.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch it. It's so the first one fucking good. I haven't seen the second one, and I've heard mixed things. And then lastly, for me, because one day the Muppet One Shot will be a thing. Animal drummer. He gets real angry. He
I'm
hits
not-
the drums
no.
real good.
No, I'm not entertaining this statement. No, move on.
The
Moving
Muppet
on.
One Shot
Nope,
is happening
we're
with or
pretending like
without
Matt
you.
didn't just say that.
I'm gonna you know what? The Cyberpunk One Shot.
that you
it's
just
gonna be a
gave.
Muppets One Shot.
I
There
hate
you go.
Cyberpunk
Muppets, baby.
No,
High five,
I
Matt.
despise
happening?
so very deeply that you just gave a Muppet a D&D class justification. I hate that with all of my
welcome.
passion.
You're
Fuck.
welcome.
Fuck. Oh
Hi,
my
Kermit D.
god.
Bard here.
Literally Kermit the Bard.
Stop. I beg of you, please.
right.
Release me
Miss
from
Piggy
this
would
hell.
also be a bard.
Stop.
Everything.
And now I'm gonna give the fighter bardic inspiration. Yeah.
Bro.
Matt, I'm gonna see you in 2.5 weeks. I'm gonna choke the fucking shit
I'm
out
gonna
of
slide you.
God, if Matt doesn't survive the plane ride, I'll be very sad.
He
I'm
might
not gonna come
not.
back to
He
New York
won't.
after Colorado.
He might not.
He's sitting in front of us. I'm gonna just fucking garrote wire him.
Garrote him from the back.
I thought he was sitting behind you, but sure.
We'll figure it out. It's fine. Garrote wire solid.
I'll just garrote wire the guy sitting behind him.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Alright, but that's all I gotta
complain
complain
about Barbarian.
Wait.
What?
What about the Punisher? He does everything through rage.
Yeah, I think
everything is
Punisher
because of his
counts.
Angie.
It's a little weird because
Everything
he uses guns, but you know.
Yeah, but like
Well, I
everything
mean-
is Angie, and he does brutalize people. Like,
does.
It's
Yeah,
not,
but
it's not
isn't
just
it kind of
guns.
the same thing where he's like very tactical about how he like brutalizes
True.
the shit? Like,
Until he gets angry at
yeah,
someone
until he
and
gets
he
angry.
says,
True.
I'm going to literally smash your face into this mirror until you are
Yep.
basically
He does
disfigured
have the
and cannot
tactical
remember
training,
anything.
so it is a little iffy.
But he was also a Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He feels like
What are you saying about Marines? Are you saying they're crayon eaters? Because you're right.
I didn't say
Well-
nothing about crayons, but thank you.
I mean, I feel like Punisher feels like a multi-class to me. I think
Ranger, Barbarian.
Ranger or Fighter Barbarian, yeah, because he does have that sort of like he does have that tactical training.
He has the Unga Bunga.
But he is pretty Unga sometimes.
It's most of the time.
Especially the Warzone movie. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah. All right, Isaiah. You know, I got Punisher out there. I was hoping Matt would mention him, but you know, it's fine. So your
Damn.
complaints about Barbarian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh wait,
Are we saving favorite subclass for the end?
We'll just
Yeah,
he
we
listens,
haven't-
he wants to
Answer,
complain.
Berserker.
Yeah, no, go for it. I just
well,
wanted to
we
ask
haven't said
before.
no. The usually we gotta say if we've actually played the class or not.
yes, I have. I've played many barbarians.
I mean, he did say that earlier.
No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Okay, so I gave Barbarian a 4. If we could do halfsies, I'd give it a 3.5 because I do really, really like Barbarian, and I think it's got a lot of shit going for it. Like the simplicity is definitely one of its strengths, and if you want to play it more tactically, you can. It's not hard, but I feel like there are just some serious things holding Barbarian back, and a big part of it is it's the necessity of having decent decks. Because like you can have Barbarian with shit decks, like it's possible, but you're really being held back by your deck score. And you're like, oh well, you need it for an arm. No, the fuck you don't. Shut up.
You think they should have switched it to like con plus strength just because
That is
those are
literally the
two-
solution. That is literally
Yeah.
the easiest solution on the planet.
It's the easiest fucking solution. And look, that one guy, or whatever your name is, that was like, no rapiers in my game because Dex is too powerful of a stat. You're not allowed to have
Actually, just a
anything
fucking
more
coward.
than a D6. Shut the fuck up.
I've
But
never-
there is some truth to it, right? Like, Dex does a lot of shit.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people have. You're like, this isn't a hot take. Many people have said Dex in 5e is too strong. It covers too many angles. It covers too many bases. It does too many things. This is absolutely true, and I understand the logic of having Dex be part of the unarmored defense because that is the normal way you calculate AC. But it doesn't make any sense because there's basically nowhere else in the Barbarian that relies on Dex. Right?
Unless you do Dex Barbarian, which people
it's
do.
hilarious.
But like most of their other abilities, you actually want strength and con.
Yep.
And like it's really weird. Also, danger sense, by the way, I feel like it should be extended to dex and strength saves. I'm just saying. You know,
Nope, I agree.
the ceiling falls
completely
on
fucking
you.
agree.
You muscle up and catch the bricks, catch the falling
Yeah, right.
rubble. You know,
That's always my thing. Like, people are like, oh, like, your muscles aren't sword-proof.
but they should be.
Do you want to fucking bet?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing.
I will go full Baki on your shit. Like,
It's literally that scene from The Punisher where like Kevin Nash gets stabbed in the chest and he just grabs the knife and just puts it in the Punisher's chest and is like, no.
Oh, also, side note. So, you know how every class they have the quick build? For Barbarian, it says your highest ability, your first. Hold on. The COVID brain's hitting. First, put your highest ability score in strength, followed by constitution. It doesn't even mention dex,
No.
even though dex is part of unarmored defense. So,
Right.
clearly, even they don't think that makes sense. But also the argument of, oh, well, your muscles shouldn't be sword proof. Yeah, maybe in real life they shouldn't be, but this is fucking D&D. My fantasy is I want to stand there and the fucking demon fucking swings his big fuck off axe at me and it just shatters on my massive pectorals. I don't care if it makes sense. It's fucking D&D. The fantasy, right? Because it's, again,
The fantasy
D&D.
of it, yeah.
It's all about the verisimilitude. It's not about actual reality. It is about the feeling of truth. The verisimilitude is more important than actual truth. And sure, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but the verisimilitude of a barbarian is you're so fucking swole that shit just don't hurt you. That's the vibe. So anyway, let me use strength for armor defense.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Yeah.
It's dumb that why? Why are you like this?
Let's see. What other shit do I have to complain about?
Yeah. Actually, I will just add too with the armor thing because in the 3-year game, our barbarian literally dumped Dex because he's like, I want to be the tank barbarian, so I want to purposely make my AC shit. And I'm like, but why? And by the end of the campaign, level 20 with like 400 fucking health, I was like, I see. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I just wanted to add that a little bit.
It is worth it. Like, people are like, oh, well, you don't need high dex when you have a lot of health. I'm like, and yeah, but this game does not really sustain, right? Like, it's really hard to keep your hit points balanced when a lot of the higher level shit can just deal over 100 damage in a round. So you're 400, you're like, oh, cool, I survived 1 round. Ah, shit, that's the first round? Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're raging, and like, so let's assume that you're gonna be just the biggest schmuck on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. You're just gonna be a dickwad, and you're gonna go Kalashtar Barbarian, right? First of all, fuck you. Second of all, really? Really?
I had everything you stand for.
Really?
I hope your dice break in half.
You went bear totem? Really? Okay.
I went bear totem the one time I played barbarian.
No. I understand. I understand the appeal towards bears. I meant specifically the Kalashtar bear totem mix.
I mean, I wasn't a Kalashtar, but it didn't matter.
Like, yeah, okay, sure. You're literally resistant to all damage while you're raging. Amazing. So what, you're gonna last 8 rounds as opposed to 4? Cool, that's pretty good. But like, you're just gonna sit there? That's it? I don't know. It just seems so, like, at times it seems too brain dead for its own good.
It is the easiest option to pick. Like,
it is, yeah.
Well, it's because
the games
Totem Barbarian is entirely passive.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem with it, right? Is that it is completely
passive.
There's
a lot of options with passive option.
Yeah.
Another, this is a simpler gripe. I understand that Berserker isn't great. I still love it. It's my favorite, but I will freely admit it isn't great. The Frenzied Rage is awesome, but it's not really worth the exhaustion. And like the way that you have the most fun using it, in my opinion, is you just rage like normal until a boss fight, and then you go sicko mode, and that feels pretty good. But if that's not how you want to run it, it just feels like it needs some hot patches to sort of make it feel better. Like, I mean, about halfway through the game that I played, this was Cyrus, LP was like, yeah, okay, when you're frenzying, you don't suffer the effects of your exhaustion, like, while you're in rage. But then once you're out of it, it hits you all at once. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Wait, that's not how it works by default?
No.
Oh, I thought
it's every time, and then once the range ends,
No. When you're, I see. So if you already had exhaustion. Yeah, because the way it works by default is when your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
That's what I mean.
So you're saying you ignored all levels of exhaustion during rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a simple fix. It doesn't fix the whole problem, but it's something.
Yeah, another thing, it just still on the Berserker train. That third attack for your bonus action is great, but does it really need to be a bonus action? Just give it to the Barbarian. Like, fighter can attack 4 times a round, for God's sakes, and it has a heal. And it can be resistant to a lot of shit depending on how you build it. So like, just give the Barbarian a 3rd hit and let it use a bonus action for something else. Even if that's an offhanded punch or some shit. You know?
Well, you can't offhanded punch.
I know.
So there's that. But also, even if you did do that, Barbarian so rarely uses their bonus action, it wouldn't really do anything.
Usually it's that rage or to activate something.
I'll give you that. Maybe you should have more bonus actions, but that would sort of defeat its simplicity.
Yes.
You know, now that I think about it, I actually wanted to do this episode, but I had no time to prep.
Yeah, I mean,
so a lot of my anger is kind of hollow, but it is still there. Like, Berserker, I just feel like isn't good enough. Beast, I don't even get me started. Why the fuck do you have to choose what cool thing you get from Beast? Why do you not get all of them? Why is this? And why is it that only the first feature gives you cool mutations? What the fuck?
Because they had to fix the class with balancing things like making the stuff magical at level 6. And you go,
yep.
Okay, look, I get it, but like, why didn't you just make them magical to begin with?
Because at level 3, you shouldn't have magical attacks.
When do you really run into something that like is magical? Also, these these attacks are usually like not as great as something a barbarian would usually use. So why does it matter?
Right.
Like, it's just one of those things. Just like balancing wise, it doesn't really make sense when you think about like the math.
Yeah. I just remember in the Magic Goons Academia when we got to level 6 and I got the whole like, you know, when you make a jump, you make an athletics and add it to your total. And I really just role players like, yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, squat real quick, fucking thighs expand, and then just Hulk jump. Like, disappear. It's just like, she can always do that.
Yeah, I mean,
bro, we were asking ourselves that question since level 1.
I assume there. I don't know what the logic is, but I assume there's some kind of balancing logic behind. You have to pick the bite, the claw, or the tail when you rage. I assume it's some sort of like, if you give them everything, it'll be too good. I don't know exactly. That's my guess.
Well, okay, so like the only reason I can think of is that with tail, you can apply a bonus to your AC.
Yeah. It's a pretty good one. They all have pretty good like effects is the thing. So
claw is like literally claw is the only one that mathematically reaches any point of like, oh yeah, this is the same damage you would do with you know, a great sword, but like it only happens once.
One of my buddies was telling me he Sam, I think I messaged you. I'm like, hey, so I think I'm going to do this at level 8 if we get there. And that was from I think either one of my players or someone in my Saturday games, and he was just like, yeah, you know, like at 8th level you can like attack 4 times basically. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, shit, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Because that's what I wanted to do with like as a beast barbarian. I just wanted the claw and just rip and tear, fucking, you know, Doom song plays in the background. But I guess it's unless you, I guess, build it right, ? Or, you know, you kind of know what you're doing. Most of the times it's probably better to pick the tail just for that defense, and then just, you know, I pick up big fuck off axe or something.
Yeah, well, okay, my point is that like mathematically, you know, you get a 1d8 per for bite and tail, and then with claws you get 2d6, but like it doesn't go up in like
it doesn't scale
even with extra attack. You now lose out like if you pick claws. So like in the beginning, if you don't have a great sword, yeah, sure, use claws, but like after that you might as well just be using the great sword and tail if you want to be mathematically perfect, you know, because like bite's skill is quite literally you can get half the hit points back on the attack that you just did. So if you roll max 8, you got 4 HP back, which doesn't really matter the later you get in the game. So it quite literally comes out to tail just being the best one, because you can add 8 to your AC theoretically,
and the reach attack's pretty nice too.
Because I just, you know, this is, you know, the obvious hot fix, right? If you're not gonna like, okay, fine, at level 3 you have to just choose one, and that's what you get for this rage.
I think you're about to say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, just hot swap them.
Yeah,
every round bonus action you can swap it out for another one.
Oh no, I was gonna say at higher level, one of their higher level abilities could be you get all 3 when you rage.
Oh yeah, that too, right? Like
their level 10 ability.
Yeah, we can merge them together.
Especially because their level 10 abilities kind of weird and off theme.
Yeah,
it's not. It's a cool ability, but I don't know that it really makes sense for the Beast Barbarian. Because you so
the way that they do it, like, or they try to explain it in lore, quote unquote, is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Because of like, you bite someone or you hit
give them
someone
rabies.
that you make them have temporary rabies.
Yeah. And
is
so
essentially what
they
it
take
is.
2d12 psychic damage, or
Which is
they
good
must
mathematically,
attack another
but-
creature, which is like, yeah, it's good, but thematically it's kind of weird and off-brand. So I feel like that ability could just be you get all 3 of your forms and maybe add like a 4th one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did want more forms than just bite, claw, tail.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Or like even like 14, like it's level 14 is
That one I like, actually.
I like it, but I feel like level 14 ability should have this should have been like level 10.
Maybe.
And as level 14 should have been like Unga Bunga Beast mode instead of just Beast mode. It should have been an install.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing, right? I kind of wanted max level Beast Barbarian to be like crazy install mode. You go turn into like a legitimate animal.
Literally should have just been Digimon Frontier Beast Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Although I
one
do
size
like
larger or
the
something
call.
hap-
I do
yeah.
like thematically the Call of the Hunt ability
Well,
is like you
I
spread
do
the
too.
you spread the
Digimon.
Unga Bunga to your allies.
Yeah, but like it should also, be like level 10 versus level 14. Because it's like you gain.
I don't do it.
5
Maybe I look math hard, so I don't. Maybe
Because you can choose up a number of willing creatures you can see within 30 feet of you equal to your Constitution modifier. So like you get 1 to 5. All right, so that's 5 to 25 temporary hit points, and then they can use some abilities which are good, like when the creature hits a target with an attack and rolls damage, they can roll another d6. They can do that every turn. But like, it's just that could have been level 10. Like, it's not so strong that level 14 is a required level for it. But it's whatever.
yeah. All right, so Isaiah's favorite's Berserker, as we've established.
Yeah.
And I feel like Berserker is gonna get some hot fixes with the 1D&D playtest.
I kind of hope so, because like
I think it will.
It's really the reason that the class is like really held back for me, other than Beast Barbarian, because like as
for
we just
me,
discussed, Beast Barbarian is cool, but it's like, God, I wish that it did more with the Beast stuff and less with the
I want a Beast
whatever
Barbarian
this
to be a
is.
little more like a lycanthrope almost.
Yeah, makes sense.
But for me, my main problem with like the reason that I don't super love Barbarian, but again, like I said, the reason of why it's kind of the more simple class to play is because so much of his shit is passive. It's like passive bonuses and like passive upgrades. And which actually Beast Barbarian is less of that, which I like. I think Beast probably is actually my favorite Barbarian. I'm thinking either Beast or Wild Magic. Hard to say.
Yeah, Wild Magic.
Yeah,
F5
Totem Warrior is strong, but it does suck that you literally just pick and then never touch it again.
Yeah,
like
and
it's
that's kind of why I'm a fan of Zealot.
I do also like the theme of Totem Barbarian. Like I love the idea of being the totemic, like shaman based barbarian.
Makes me miss Shaman from WoW.
Right?
before
Yeah,
it was
like that's
made
a
into
cool
what it
vibe,
was.
but it is a little. Yeah, it sucks that it's like all passive. So
I don't mind passive things,
and
honestly.
yes, I have played Barbarian, as I said before, although not for very long. That was my boy Uthak, who I do kind of miss, but he was a totem.
Sam, like don't get me wrong, I like passive shit. Like it's cool to be able to just go, cool, I don't have to remember this now. But when it's like, I feel like with Barbarian, it gets to a point where because everything is so passive, it feels like you're not really getting anything.
It does kind of, yeah.
Like it to me at least, it feels almost like
You don't get any new toys.
Yeah, the game is like, oh, that's right, you got to level up. Here's this.
Again,
Go away.
it's because it's supposed to be the really straightforward class, so giving passives is a good way to do that. So, like, I get it, and I will say, okay, because I've heard a lot of people be like, Brutal Critical is not very good. And something about the way the math scales, and I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. But like, I don't actually like that Barbarian has brutal critical. Am I alone in that?
Man, why?
Because I think Barbarian should be a beefy, thick boy, and brutal critical is more damage, and I feel like that ability should be swapped out for something that makes them better at being a thick boy. You know?
Well, so this is an interesting, real quick, Sam. I want you to get your point. I feel like this is an interesting debate that I see even today of like, is Barbarian a DPS or a tank? And
I feel like they should be a tank.
See, I liked it. I want them to be a tank, but I would feel if Barbarian had less DPS, I'd probably drop it down to a 2.
Yeah,
if not a 1. Because like part of the vibe for being a Barbarian is being a thick boy, but it's also being able to break people over your knee. So if you're just a really big boy who can't dish out the punishment, then I feel like you're just not a complete Barbarian, you know?
I guess, but it's like, the problem is it's really hard to balance the two, because if you make them really good at both, then they're just kind of busted. And
that's why subclasses exist.
Right, yeah. I think maybe some, like, a couple of subclasses like Berserker could be the damagey boy. But yeah, I don't know. Brutal Critical being part of their, like, standard kit, iffy
I don't think that Barbarian should be a tank outright. Honestly, I've never seen Barbarian as a tank outright. Like, yeah, sure, Rage having damage is like, you know,
they also have the biggest. They're also the only D12 hit die.
Yeah, but that's literally because they're a risk it for the biscuit class to me. They always have been, always will be. You know, you go out there, you fight, you don't wear armor. What are you, crazy? I don't need that. I go punch things. I go hit things. I hit them hard. Because, you know, if you're a Berserk Rage, are you really paying attention to what's going on? No, you're just hitting things. That's where, like, you know, Relentless Rage comes from. I think Brutal Critical is just, you know, I hit thing really hard. Wow, I hit thing really hard, you know?
True.
I think they should be mostly DPS focused at heart, and if you want a tank, you do subclass builds.
True. It's worth noting that you get Rage at you get it at first level. It is interesting, right? That the game literally goes, okay, here's a tank thing, and then gives you Reckless Attack for some immediate DPS. So I feel like they were trying to really half and half it.
No, they definitely are. So then maybe Brutal Critical should be something that's some sort of more consistent damage thing. Because a lot of people say the problem with it is like it scales shitty.
Or whatever. I mean, it literally just gets you an extra weapon die.
Yeah.
And then 2, and then 3. Like, it's not the best mathematically. Like, you know, maybe
okay. I think
add half of your weapons, like the damage to every attack. So like if you do 12 damage, you get 6 extra damage, and then it's 18, something like that.
Yeah. So
strikes.
I feel like Brutal Critical, what you get out of it can change drastically depending on the weapon that you choose.
This is also true.
Because if you go with Greatsword over Great Axe, it's like, okay, well, I do 4d12 versus 8d6, and if you could get the what's it called, Great Weapon Fighting style, where you can reroll ones.
Well, you do. Well, you would start at 3d12 because the first time you get it, it's 1 additional, and then it becomes 3. So you go from, if you're using Great Axe, you'd go from 3d12 to 5d12.
Yeah, my I meant at like latest level, but yeah, my math.
So yeah, 5d12 at latest level
versus 10d6, and
yeah,
you can get more out of it. Like, I was a Greatsword user, and whenever my Brutal Critical popped, it was I rolled a lot of math rocks. It was very fun.
Would it be 10d6? Because this is 1 additional damage die. It doesn't say.
What?
It says 1 additional damage die.
Oh yeah, so it wouldn't be.
It does not. It's not saying, you roll another set of damage die.
No, not another set. It'd be, one additional.
It says 1.
Yeah.
So you would roll an extra 3.
Yeah, so you would go from...
Not,
so a normal greatsword crit would be 4d6. At max level, you'd be rolling 7d6.
Versus 5d12.
Yeah.
So
5d12 might actually be better there?
It's so the minimum damage for hold on, I'm just gonna pull up your calculator.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the minimum damage the d6s would have the better minimum because you could roll 7 versus 5 if they were all 1.
But the great axe would have 60 max damage versus 56.
Yeah.
So the max damage of a great axe would be greater, but it's actually funnily enough. If you really want to be specific, you're actually gaining the possibility of 4 points of damage for the possibility of losing 2 points of damage. So, it's okay. It's not a bad loss there.
Interesting.
I do agree that it could be better. Like maybe
Great
drop
axe all the
your,
way.
give you the champion, you crit on a 19 or 18 or 17. Like I feel like critting on a 17 for your 17th level ability. That'd be pretty fucking cool. You know what I mean? On top of the extra dice.
That might be a bit much. Critting on
What
a
if though,
17. Critting on a 17 is fucking kind of a lot.
It is, but level 17 is 9th level spellcasting.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're dropping meteorites on people at that level.
Especially if you're like a high level and you're like great weapon master, always rolling with a -5, and it's like, 17 to crit. Oh, look at that.
I don't know. I feel that feels like you'd have to take the time to crank out the math situation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe. I'm not saying that the idea is perfect, but it would feel really good. Like even if
do you want it to be a crit though, or would you want it to just be more consistent damage? Right? I feel
I like the idea of because I like the critting. Like I understand people who are like, nah, I want more consistency. Like if it was actually just like built-in Great Weapon Master without the +5 or without the -5, if it was like a -2 for like your strength mod, yeah, that'd be cool. Like I wouldn't hate that, but when you slam that 20 and you're like, oh baby, I'm gonna blow somebody the fuck up, it does feel pretty fun.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know why I just thought of exploding dice.
Sorry, I had to pause to die.
Oh god, if Barbarian
that
had
would be
exploding
cool.
dice, that would be
I like that
wild.
idea actually.
Yeah.
Exploding dice on damage die.
Oh, that'd be so sexy.
That'd be pretty cool.
Barbarian says LOL.
Although that
Wow.
would make Greatsword the way better pick.
Hell yeah, as it should be.
No,
Excuse
Great
me?
Axe cooler.
No,
Excuse
Barbarian use axe.
no, great.
Yes.
I'm
sword.
sorry, Isaiah. I gotta agree.
Barbarian
Great
use
Axe is
axe.
cooler.
me. Axe.
I love Great Sword, but
Big.
Great Axe is cooler.
Big axe.
Big axe.
Nah,
Big
get this
fuck
shit
off.
outta here.
Choppy chop.
Listen,
My man's too
Heracles used that axe.
Listen, my man has Conan too seeped into his brain, you know? Conan never uses an axe, so I get it.
he actually uses an axe a lot in the comics. Honestly,
Oh,
I'm
well, then
thinking
shut
more
up.
Guts than anything.
yeah.
We just said before Guts is a
Well-
barbarian.
But Guts is also like, is that really a sword or is it literally
It's just a big
slab
piece of metal. Yeah.
I mean, look, 6 of one, half dozen the other, right? It's
I
fine.
guess.
Listen, all I'm saying is axe cool, all right?
Axe cool. I agree.
Axe cool.
Much concur.
Look, I want to be more economic. I don't need that much handle for that little blade. I just feel like maybe
I don't need that much handle.
like I'm trying to get my money's worth.
That how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what are your guys' opinion on rage damage?
What do you mean by
Oh,
rage
it's not
damage?
cool enough. I'm gonna be real.
What do you mean by rage? Oh, do you mean the when
Just
you
the-
hit
the-
thing you do more damage?
Yeah, the plus
just
2,
you hit
plus
thing, you
3,
do
plus
more
4.
damage. It's a flat number, and then
I
it
mean,
increases with
it's-
your proficiency bonus, I believe.
Yeah, I
but-
mean it's
No,
consistent damage.
it doesn't increase with your proficiency.
oh, it's
no,
not
it's less.
proficiency.
Like-
No, it's off kilter, so it becomes
Oh yeah, you're right.
it becomes
Yeah.
plus 3 when you hit level 9, which is when your proficiency is plus 4, and then it becomes plus 4 when you hit level 16, when your proficiency is plus
Yeah.
5.
do you
Yeah.
think it should
It's-
be
it's-
more damage, or do you think it should
Absolutely.
go off proficiency bonus? Like
Okay, so my problem with it is that it like literally it has I think the worst growth of any ability that a
Yeah.
class has
Mhm.
because
Oh,
you're sitting at +2 into level 9.
Yeah.
Most classes have upgraded their like passive thing by this point. So the fact that it's so low is disappointing. At like +4 damage
Jeez.
at level 16,
yeah.
you don't really care about that 4
That's-
damage at that
No,
now.
you do literally forget that you have it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
well, it doesn't get
scaling.
to
I think it could scale with proficiency. That would help a little bit.
It
Little
would
bit, but
definitely
not-
help because +6 would be better than +4.
Yeah,
Like
But
at
it's
least make its growth a little bit more.
yeah, but because of the way the numbers work in 5e, they don't want, you know, they don't want the damage numbers to get like crazy,
Redonkulous.
crazy redonkulous. So like,
Yeah, but like
Oh, I
your
just-
minimum
because-
damage at level 16 is like with the greatsword is 6.
I just brain blast idea real quick.
What?
What if every
Brain
time
blast?
brain blast? What if every time for your rage damage you spend a hit dice and you know barbarians it's a
Whatever you
D12.
roll,
Yeah.
like whenever you rage, and that's like the extra damage every time, or
Are you saying on every attack?
Oh yeah, actually now that I'm thinking about it, well, because it's a limited resource if you base it off of your hit dice.
Because like
never mind, actually.
what I thought of was the undead warlock where you roll the D12 or a D10 plus your warlock level.
Oh
when you
yeah,
activate
for
yeah.
it.
your
Yeah,
10 hit
you could
points
do that, yeah.
when you
Yeah.
activate it. So like it could literally be like when you activate rage, you know, you roll
Burn a hit die.
Yeah,
you can
okay.
burn a hit die and add extra damage, or you roll a specific die and then like you add whatever modifier, like your barbarian level.
Yeah, you could
So, like,
you could do when you activate your raise.
barbarian level. It divided, you know, half of your barbarian level rounded down. You know, the usual. Could do that too, or rounded up in the case of one,
Or base it
minimum
off
of
your
one.
con or strength
Yeah,
score or
something. Just
yeah.
like something that isn't, you know, +4 at level 20.
I like the idea of when you activate your rage, you burn your hit. You can choose to burn a hit die because then
Risk it or
right there's a risk
Yeah.
for the
Risk it
biscuit because you could
Yeah.
get a +12, which is great.
you can get a
but you could get a
+12, which
+1.
and then your damage is fucking 14 minimum, and you go LOL now.
Yeah. So you know,
And you get a critical, and
And
you
plus
get a
it's
critical,
something
and
to use-
you get a critical.
it's something else to use hit die on, which I think is good.
Okay, so I just had a thought. So I think the reason why they didn't give barbarians like a better critical die, like 18, 19, 20, is because they have reckless attack. Because technically you increase the chance every time
True.
you use reckless attack.
Very true.
Yeah. And then what's the staple like race that most people pick for barbarians in this game? Like half orcs, and they get their whole they crit on like an 19, right?
No.
Oh no? What's the half orc ability? It's something critical. Like they either get another hit dice or another crit roll the dice, or they get extra damage on a crit. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh, I
like
thought their thing was they could just stay up when they get downed.
well,
you
they
talk
have
about
that.
savage attacks.
That's what
Yeah,
I
when
think
you
I'm
score a
fucking
critical
that.
hit with a melee weapon attack, you could roll one of the weapon's damage dice one additional time and add it to the extra damage of the crit.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, sorry.
That's half works in the player's handbook,
yeah.
which is not a thing anymore. So you know, or won't be anyway at some point.
Right. Well, now it's just regular orcs, which they
They do not
I think
have
they
that.
do. They don't have that one.
Nope,
Oh.
they didn't get savage attack or whatever the fuck. No. Yeah, I mean the thing is with the rage damage situation is because they don't want the numbers to get wacky woohoo. They kept it because the thing is because you have to decide if it's going to be consistent, then the number can't be really big. If it's going to be swingy, the number can be big because, you're taking, in terms of like game balance, if you're basing it off a die roll, then the number could be potentially bigger because, RNG. But if you're making it a flat bonus, generally with 5e, they don't add a huge amount to the flat bonuses because the math will get kind of out of hand. That's why magic items only go up to +3, right? Like, they don't want you to get too much flat damage. So it does suck that it's only +4, but I get why they made it like that. I kind of like the idea of rolling your hit die instead.
Yeah, risk it for a biscuit.
That's a fun
especially
time.
because if you're expending a hit die, you can't use that hit die.
Right, you can't use it for healing, which is kind of a fun idea.
Yeah, like again, it's there's a lot more risk involved to get this base damage increase than just here's base damage increase. And I said it before. I think that Barbarian should definitely be more of a risk it for a biscuit, DPS, possibly tank than everything else, because it would make it it fits with the idea of the berserker literally runs into the battle and just starts hitting things. That is their purpose. That is what they are for. They don't wear armor because it slows them down. I remembered what my guy was. Garuk from Magic.
Ooh. Oh, I got nothing on that one. I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's literally like, I go out and I go sit with my animals, but then when someone fucks with my animals, I get real angry and hit the shit out of them.
His name is Garuk?
Garuk.
What the fuck?
Garuk Wildheart, I believe it is. Hold on, I always forget his last name.
Interesting. Okay.
One of my favorite planeswalkers.
Oh, I've seen this art. Okay.
Wildspeaker, sorry. Wildspeaker. Garuk Wildspeaker literally walks around with a big fuck off axe, a fur cloak, a single, literally a helmet that he stole from a guy that he murdered. Hold on, let me go get a good picture of him.
Here, I just sent one.
I mean, he definitely has some
That's
major
like your
barbarian energy.
Yeah, he definitely has the energy. For sure.
So there he is. There's my boy.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Checks out.
You could just look at this man. You go, yeah.
And here's an image of him without his helmet on.
God,
nah, less cool.
Yeah, keep the helmet on, bro.
I mean, literally every other one of them has the helmet. It's like very rare does he not have that thing on.
He just kind of looks like a goob when it's not on.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a weird mix between Wolverine and Marcus Phoenix.
So he's got so his titles are Garuk Primal Hunter, Garuk Cursed Huntsman, Apex Predator, Caller of Beasts, Unleashed, The Slayer.
Who the fuck has a nickname called Unleashed?
Relentless.
This is a shot where he looks better without his helmet on.
Oh yeah, him hanging out with his deer buddy.
Oh, less of a goob.
Deer
Nice.
I think it's just this one picture.
It maybe.
What the fuck? What is his? Yo, the anatomy on that pose is all kinds of fucked up.
Anyway, what
Which
were we
one?
on about?
The one where this is the first one with his helmet off. I don't even. Barbarian.
Me hit hard.
Yeah.
We were talking about the usage of hit dice and risk it for a biscuit for the class being thematically correct. Before I remembered Garuk, my boy,
whose name is eerily close to Garugabash.
I was really fucking hoping you weren't gonna bring that up.
I was trying so hard not to say anything, and then Josh fucking doing it.
I couldn't not say it.
Why? No, you could have. You could have just pretended.
Nah.
I could have done a lot of things.
I mean,
but I didn't.
I scream.
Ice cream. Or ice cream.
Yo, COVID brain hit you real hard, didn't it?
Maybe. Anyway.
Whole ass EXP smoothie.
I wish I was.
Matt, what's your favorite barbarian subclass?
Probably Beast, mostly for the third level ability and the theme of the whole class. I wish there was a more
thematically. It's a mess.
Yeah. I just wish there was a more like a better transformation. I don't know, a capstone, like you get really big, you attack on all fours, like something like not
get a huge
temporary
PP.
HP. Yeah, not temporary HP. I'm not a support. I am Unga Bunga hit things hard. Like, come on.
Unga Bunga hit things hard.
Yeah, until the rage ends, choosing creatures get to 5 temporary. I like how it's also 5. It's just like, what?
Yeah, it's a weirdly flat number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's like, at level 14, it's like, 5 temporary hit points. Thanks, my guy. I really appreciate it.
It's a support. Like, it's a support capstone.
Sort of.
Which is why it's because it's like, then after that, until the rage ends, the chosen creatures can each use the following benefit once on their turns. When the creature hits a target with an attack and deals damage, they can deal an extra d6. So it's like, all right, so I can give my allies temporary HP and I can let them deal extra damage. That's cool. However,
keyword, it does say attack roll and not melee attack roll, so this does work with attack spells.
Yeah, which is cool.
Good.
Yeah,
that's a distinction that a lot of people miss.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, again, I wanted a second phase fucking Frieza. It's like, this isn't even my final form, and like something. I don't know, and all the other, like, it's weird. Like, besides Totem and in the Storm King's Thunder game, my buddy Jeff plays Tortle Zealot Barbarian, and fucking hell, he does some redonkulous damage.
I feel like people sleep on Zealot a lot. It's really fucking
It's
cool.
really good. He basically is just like, how normally high-level barbarians just don't die? His is like, no, I seriously cannot die. I really can't.
And if I
it's
die,
impossible.
It's like, it's like
if I go down, that's when you know the DM's trying to fuck us. That's when you know we're going to lose.
High level Zealot Barbarian is literally the Cuphead motto of, I ain't too worried about it. Like, what's that? I can be brought back with no fucking material component required?
Right?
Oh no.
But yeah, and like, I love the theme of Storm Herald, but fucking hell is it not good.
Is it not? I've never really looked at that one.
It's you use a bonus action, you get 3 different flavors, each one does a different thing, and they're all not great.
Well, honestly, my problem with Storm Herald is they're all really cool for the first round that you rage.
Yeah.
And then they just don't matter after that.
They just turn off?
Just not even a thing.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Ancestral Guardian's actually pretty sick. I actually do like the Ancestral Protector bits.
It's cool, but I feel like it's incomplete. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Because your Astral Guardian gives you almost nothing. It's all about what you give to other people, which is fine.
Because it's supposed to be the protector type barbarian.
It's the protector, the definite, I'm going to tank and be support barbarian, which is really cool.
It is, but I just feel like it gives you almost nothing for yourself.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that to me, where it's like I would almost want an NPC sidekick to be an Ancestral Guardian.
But not, it's like, I'm just gonna use a sidekick maneuver.
Because it's literally what it feels like, right? It's like, if we're gonna use like the toys in the toy store, you get a new toy, but you immediately have to give it to one of your friends. You're not allowed to have any of it for yourself.
All right.
And it's like, well, what the fuck?
Fucking pour one out for the homies on Battle Rager. Like, goddamn,
LOL.
Such potential, but just fucking thrown right into Mordor.
I think the big goof there was the dwarf limitation.
Well, that's a whole.
I think the goof was
the text. You can hand wave it.
I think the goof was tying it to an armor piece.
Well, yeah, because I like the idea of like, all right, so you're the one barbarian that can wear armor. Or at least instead of it being armor, it should have been like gauntlets or something. Like, keep the spike motif, but just, I don't know, change it up.
Oh, they don't give you the spiked armor.
No, you have to buy that.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I know. It's again, like,
Yeah.
fucking hell. There's so many issues. Like, like you have to buy the armor. It's this whole separate thing. They put the limitation. Yes, again, DMs might fucking ignore it. Whatever. Most DMs should ignore it.
The dwarf limitation's easy to just ignore, so that one's not so
Yeah,
big.
but like some of these is like, all right, reckless abandoned. Anytime you reckless attack, you also gain temp HP. It's like, okay, that's cool. It can make me last a little bit longer in combat, but it's all right. 10th level, I can dash as a bonus action. Okay, but don't I get something that lets me do that like later on anyways? Like I can like, once I rage, I can like speed up towards a guy. And then, 14th level, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, the attacker takes 3 more piercing damage if they aren't kept that. Like, what the fuck? Like, bruh, what are you doing? I don't know. It's just,
wow. I
so
knew
it's-
Battle
it's-
Rager was kind of an oof, but it is much
It is
more of
the
an oof
biggest
than I
oof.
thought it was.
and then kind
Well,
of,
wasn't Battle Rager a Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide thing?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
there you go. That's why.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
the book that they want you to ignore.
The book, they're like, we didn't make that.
We didn't make it. Yeah, it didn't exist. And then I like Wild Magic, but it is disappointing. Like I love the Wild Surge like table and everything you can get on it.
More control. But no,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. No, go back.
What?
You
Go
get
back?
like you get more control with Wild Magic. Like
Right. Oh, the Taliesin Jaffe thing I mentioned. Yeah.
Well, because it's like no, go back. I want less. Go back. I don't
I
want
want
this.
less control. I want. It's not even like I want less control, but also like actually, I'm gonna give this is the biggest gripe. The 6th level feature for 10 minutes, you can roll a D3 whenever you make an attack roll. Excuse me.
D what?
Excuse me.
D3.
What a D3? What is that? Who has a D? What?
You literally roll.
animals?
You just roll a d4 and subtract 1.
No, it's not. No, that's not what it says, Josh.
What-
it says a
what if you roll
D3.
it-
That's
so I have to go.
no. There's
on the internet.
what a
Matt,
D3 is.
pause. There's a rule in either the DMG or the Player's Handbook, I forget which one, that tells you how to roll a D3. And they say you roll a D4 and subtract.
I hate that.
I
Yeah,
I hate that.
Matt, read,
It's a thing.
Matt, read the DMG.
I do.
Just read the DM. Clearly you don't.
Apparently, yeah.
Fucking
I
dumb.
missed some stuff.
Dab.
Yeah, good.
Nah, fuck that. Just make it a D4. What the shit?
Yeah.
No, because it can't be too powerful because you're literally giving spell slots.
Yeah.
You're just gonna hand people level 4 spell slots?
Yes, exactly.
Oh no, they're gonna cast Fabricate. Yeah. Give them a 4th level spell slot.
Or
Not as a level
just
6.
base instead of doing a die, base it off of your proficiency bonus or your con modifier. Like instead,
Proficiency bonus, Matt. That gets way too high.
at level 6.
Yeah, it'd be
level 6 spells, they're pretty crazy.
Or actually, no, 3. Sorry,
at
it'd be
higher
3.
levels though. You gotta keep in mind that too.
It would
go
Yeah,
up to
high
that's
levels.
the point.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
if you went from like a D4 to a D6 with this, it would just be insane.
Yeah.
Because
right. Well, that's what I'm
that's
asking.
why why level 3, like, because level 3 is a good stopping point because you use level 3 spells forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't stop using them. There's a reason why they're like, just give them level 3 spell slots because, even at level, like level 20 is a little bit awkward, but like, even at like level 18, level 3 spell slot's still going to do you good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why they would ever say I wanted a lower spell slot unless like they're full up on the other one.
Unless they're just like I ran out of first level spell slots. I need shields. Give me all the first levels.
I mean, yeah,
well,
if you're
that,
looking for a
like
specific
that,
spell.
or because you can upcast things.
You can.
But like,
True.
if you're full on level 3 spell slots, you could take a level 2. Like that's what I think that's the reason for the creature's choice. But like going above 3 is like it's because like again, level 3 spell slots used all the time. Level 4 is that's what I was gonna say. So it's definitely a balancing thing where they're like, you get all your cool stuff, but like you can't just cast these things willy-nilly because the barbarian.
Well, all right, so look, I agree with the 6th level one, but I feel like 4th level's not too bad, specifically.
Okay,
like,
but think about it.
here's the
Think about
thing.
it like this, because it's every time they make an attack, for like 10 minutes that they can do the D3 or roll. Oh, hold on.
No, so the D3, the D3
you
is
can do this once.
Yeah.
But like, it's still like, you could do this as many times as your proficiency bonus. It's still wild, you know?
It's powerful.
No, that's
don't
not
get
what
me
I'm
wrong.
asking. I'm saying like I want the number to go like the roll instead of rolling a D3. I just want that to be based on your proficiency bonus or your con
No,
modifier.
that's too strong. I think that's way too strong. Also, I think that making it a consistent thing is bad for the thing that's literally about wild magic.
I know it's yeah. God, I just hate the D3 thing though. It really hurts.
Oh my god, just get over it.
No.
Listen, I'm gonna start making you roll a D1.
Isn't that just a coin? Isn't
No, I am also.
I'm
going
gonna
to be a D2, but
Oops.
a D1 would just be your table.
No.
I win every game.
A D1 is a slip of paper that just says "fuck you" on it. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
14th level controlled surge.
No,
What about-
it would be a Mobius strip. I've been trying to
Yeah.
fucking remember the fucking name forever.
So-
but like,
real quick. We've been kind of somehow all of us are like, I like Barbarian. We've been bashing on it for about an hour now. Are there any like particular things about Barbarian that you really like?
it's Barbarian. Rage cool. Big weapon hit hard.
Yeah.
That's the cool part about Barbarian. I don't know. Listen, I know that I've said this a lot, but like I like big weapon. I like hit thing hard. Barbarian is the essence of that.
Yeah.
Also, like, you know, every subclass that Barbarian has thematically is cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Thematically. And, like
Thematically,
literally
yeah.
every single one of them is thematically cool.
Yeah. Even the Battle Rager, thematically.
They're not all goods.
They're not good, but it's thematically, it's fucking sick. Yeah.
Exactly. Every single one of them is a cool idea. I wish like that's why it's 4 for me, because like thematically Barbarian is I think I've had the most fun playing a Barbarian, even if it was for only 2 sessions. You know? But like even playing a wild magic Barbarian was fun. You know, I think I could probably play Barbarian a lot and be like, yep, no, this is cool. I could play every subclass and probably be like, well, except for maybe Battle Rager, but like, you know, that's besides the point.
But dwarfs.
Yeah, I know, big dwarf. Big dwarf.
Diggy hole?
I feel like Sam, if we were in a fantasy world, Sam would literally be like, it's like, look at all these crazy races. You got cat people and elemental people. And it's like, Sam's just like, yeah, whatever. Look at those. Fuck off those losers. Look at this though. And it's just a 4.5 foot tall, 3 foot wide dwarf. And you're like, Sam, that's a dwarf. And he just does the SpongeBob. It's
Yes.
a rock. Just like hugs it.
Yeah, it's a rock. I mean, not gonna lie, same, honestly.
Like, no, don't get me wrong. I love dwarves. I just love Sam's like, yeah, Sam's like childlike love of dwarves.
I love dwarves. I don't know. I feel a spiritual connection to dwarves. Alright.
I think, actually, wait,
I think it's the spite. I think it's the unbridled
It's going on the
spite.
fucking list.
That's aggression.
I do want to say my favorite feature though is Relentless Rage. That shit's so fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
when you drop to
local
0,
barbarian
you don't
literally
die.
too angry to die.
Yeah, it's so cool. If anyone honestly has ever, again, all right, watching Critical Role, if you just go on YouTube and find I forgot the battle royale they did, the second one. Just watch Travis Willingham the entire time, and just how much nonsense he's literally just a walking skeleton by the end of the fight. And Relentless Rage is the only thing fucking keeping him up. It's so fucking funny. It's amazing.
I'm a bad critter because I literally never watched those battle royales.
The second one honestly is probably the funniest. It's the most entertaining.
I'm sure. I don't know. PvP and 5e has every time I think about it, I'm like,
I've done it once.
I mean,
it depends. You have to have the right situation. You can't just be like, all right, guys, you're a fight now, and you're just gonna forget all about it. It's like you have to set up the situation and make it be like, all right, so the consequences here don't fucking matter. You guys are friends at the end of this. This is all make believe or some bullshit. Like in your character's mind. Like this isn't actually happening.
I agree. I agree completely. I've done it once and I had a lot of fun. My character killed himself for the girl he loved. He literally was like, help me kick this shit out of my best friend and I will off myself. And he did. It's like, they can be fun. I just, more often than not, I get mad at PvP because it's literally all about the matchup. Yeah, it just...
Right, yeah. Also, you have to have the right players and...
You do, yeah. And I feel...
Be adults about it and not get butthurt.
There's this weird, like...
Imagine being an adult. What's that like?
Have you guys ever run into this? I definitely feel like I have. I've run into this weird, like, my dad can beat up your dad in this fucking sand, like the what do they call it?
Sandbox?
The sandbox. It's like this weird thing that I've seen where it's like, oh yeah, my character could beat up any of these characters. And I'm like, yo, what are you, 6? What the fuck?
Like a player character doing that to an NPC or a player character doing it to another player?
Two PCs doing it to each other. It's so weird. It's weird.
I don't know. If one player is like being a cocky, barbarian, like you're like, it's like I'm the strongest, I'm the muscle man, I can beat up anybody in the party, and then fucking insert gray render, and it's like, oops.
Insert any wizard that gets higher on initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm fine if a player in character is like, oh, look at a tiny little wizard, and you show what your pointy little head, and then he fucking literally blows him to Kingdom Come. I love that shit. I live for that. But
yes, I approve.
Yeah. But as long as it's like an in-character thing, and the second you're like, no, seriously, dude, my barbarian would destroy you, and you're like, immediately it's like scratching the record. You're like, bro, what? Are you good?
Like, we're on the same team here. But again, you have like, look at all the green text horror stories of like, the barbarian didn't like magic, so he kept being a dick to my wizard, and he wouldn't let me have the magic rings or any of the fucking magic items. So then I just fireballed him, and it's like, no, hold on. Like, you hear that story constantly.
Yeah.
Just don't be dicks.
Simple. No, don't be. Well, so.
Oh no. Pulling out the popcorn.
Yeah. So back to the way back. In the first game I played in, there was this player who has since, I've heard, matured quite a bit. So fucking good on you, mate. But we had this one player who is just the biggest loot whore. Like, I remember in like the 10th session, I found a treasure chest, and he's like, I'll go in and I take everything. And I was like, what the fuck? Bro, you're on the other side of the dungeon. What are you talking about? It was crazy.
Oh, no, I use my action, and then because I'm a rogue, I use my bonus action to dash, so I get over there before they do, and then I hide everything in my pants. And it's like,
he was literally the player where he was like a specma authorita, or I shoot you with crossbow.
Oh.
And I was like, what the fuck?
God.
What is happening right now? And it would happen a lot where he's like, oh, my character gets in your face. He's also like, he was playing like a small race too, like a tiny moth. And you're like, what? Literally what has happened? Yeah, no, it was a time. It was a homebrew in the game. I don't know, man. But I remember he very distinctly had vulnerability to fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And me
you've
playing a light domain cleric who basically only had fire spells was like, I really don't want to be this asshole, but he's really pissing me off. I'm just going to set his ass on fire. I'm just going to hit him with the burning hands. We're second level. He'll just die outright. I got real close to being in a green text for killing a PC because he just kept... twice he shot at my character with a crossbow, and I was like, what the fuck? Stop it.
Not good.
No, see, I had the perfect what's the word I'm looking for? Substitute. When I was playing a barbarian, my character would just pick people up and throw them 30 feet into the air. And look, you can make that acrobatic save. You won't take damage. He would also catch people a lot of the time. but Brett's character would often piss my barbarian off. So I would just throw him into a tree. It was very funny.
Fastball special.
Yeah, well, there's a bit, I think I told this before, where my character went on a date with his boyfriend, and Brett's character, like, snuck into the restaurant and pretended to be the waiter. So my character threw him through the door, and it was just like the Looney Tunes outline of his character.
Through the door.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. I miss those two characters. They had such a good, like, Alucard Trevor dynamic.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very, very good. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail that hard. It just fucking gave me flashbacks. This is hilarious.
Anywhere else you want to take us, Sam?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I have something to complain about.
So much for
what's the
positivity.
complaint?
Listen.
What is positivity?
All right, listen.
without negativity?
Listen. All right.
I'm listening.
I like Rage. I like Danger Sense. The subclasses are cool,
You
as
do?
we said. Although execution-wise, they're a little
I know
iffy sometimes.
exactly what you're about to say.
Feral Instinct is cool. Brutal Critical is pretty cool, even though it's like, you kind of go back and forth. However,
Here it comes.
fuck Primal Champion.
Yep, there we go.
All right.
In the long saga of 20th level abilities sucking balls, Primal Champion sucks balls. Because all you get is a +4 to your strength and con.
But me want to hit harder, Josh.
Yeah, I want to hit harder and I want to be thick.
I want my muscles to be even bigger.
I know.
I want to be the Jordan Von Strangle meme from like the one episode where he
just
couldn't
get a
like touch his face.
You
That's
get
all I
a
want.
+2. That's all. Get a +2 to strength and con.
That'd be
That's
24.
plus 40 HP though.
I mean, sure, but
That's 40 HP.
I just they couldn't think
40
of
whole
anything
HPs.
cooler. They couldn't think of like the Giga Chad swing or like Omega
Yo, hit
Rage
him
mode.
with the big swoop.
The big swoop. Like I just
Something like super ultimate attack.
They're,
Like,
they're
like
fixing that with
open palm monk.
with one D&D 5th edition Turbo Ultra Hypermax.
One D&D's nuts.
Jesus
Down.
Christ.
it's just I really at the time of recording, they just released the video teasing the next playtest document that's about to come out, and they mentioned how Capstone's abilities are going to become 18th level, and 20th level you're going to get an epic boon now. We'll see if that sticks around or not, but I like that idea. I hope, though, that they also adjust the 20th level abilities, because a lot of them are fucking boring. And Barbarian is another one. And it making me so sad. I feel like Barbarian Capstone abilities should be like, you just Getsuga Tensho a motherfucker or something along those lines,
This man fucking bleach.
I couldn't look. I just imagined. I literally just think of the scene when Kenpachi put both his hands on his sword and just cleaved a bitch in half, like it when he kills Noritora. It just works so well.
That's really funny. I just think of baning people across your knee.
That works too. Yeah.
Can you imagine your fucking capstoners? You just drop the axe and bane somebody.
Yeah. Just snap
It's
their
like
back.
a quivering palm, but for Barbarian.
I would
literally called Break the Bat.
I would also
Yeah,
accept like you just don't take damage for a minute or some crazy shit. Like I don't know, man.
Just fucking full invulnerability.
Yeah, just come on. +4 to strength and con.
It's got or like the Vegeta explosion thing. You just scream
Super
so loudly
explosive wave.
that it just causes an earthquake.
Yeah.
No, look, I do completely agree that Primal Champion is fun, but it could be much better.
Like if you like
I mean, every
numbers, and it's
capstone
like
ability.
numbers go up.
It's just
yay,
like
but
in a class that's already basically entirely passive, you couldn't have given them one cool active super attack thing.
No, that's reckless attack.
Fucking, I guess.
Don't worry. I'm with you. I agree.
You get that at level 2.
I mean, true. You do get that at level 2.
Did you say atheist?
Checkmate atheist.
Oh my god.
I just level 20 capstones, man.
Oh my god! It's really funny that you said that because there's apparently while you guys are talking, I hopped over to the Bird app for 2 seconds and there's just this amazing discourse going on over nothing. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So like the Bird app.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah, it has to do with religion.
I got some discourse to talk about later. It's okay.
Oh baby, I think we're gonna talk about the same discourse.
No, are we?
We might be.
All right. So you want to wrap? You want to close this, Sam?
Yeah. Barbarian, cool. I think Barbarian's great. I like it is so close to being like my favorite thing in the world. Especially when it's a dwarf barbarian. Hey, Slayer dwarves.
You just want to play a fucking Slayer?
Oh, that's actually a good point. There's no good way to do a two-handed barbarian build.
Oh, no, just dual wield.
You mean dual wielding?
Battle axes.
You can't. That's not. It has to be a light weapon.
Yeah, you should get dual wielder.
Yeah. If you get the feat and
I guess.
I don't remember if it's the fighter.
No, I want to Titan grip that shit.
I mean, I would love that.
That's a real thing, though.
Okay.
Why the fuck is there no Titan grip ability in the game?
Sick.
There's a homebrew epic boon for it, but what the fuck? Why is that an epic boon?
Honestly, that should be Barbarian's capstone ability.
Titan grip? That would be cool.
Titan grip.
For context, Titan grip, Matt, it's
from
what
World
RPG did that come from?
World of Warcraft.
It's a talent from WoW.
It's a talent from WoW. It basically lets you, as far as RPGs are concerned, it lets you wield a great sword or a two-handed weapon in one hand.
So,
fucking my buddy Joe wants that so badly in D&D.
So what you can do is like two-wield great swords or dual-wield great swords, for example.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of the GMs I've played with have been like, if your strength is 20, you have Titan's grip, effectively.
I mean, granted, it is kind of OP, but whatever.
Yeah, it is, but like, I don't know. For me,
give me my 4d6.
Yeah, for me, you put the time and effort in. Who gives a shit, right? Like, if you spent the ASIs, you rolled well enough to have 20 in your strength, fucking go for it. Dual wield those great swords, bud. Go ham.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, there's an argument to be made there for sure. But nope. Yeah. Train of thought went out the window there. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know.
I was about to say something.
I don't know.
Don't know.
I mean, we're wrapping up, you know. Barbarian, cool. Me like Slayer dwarf. Yeah. Titan grip, cool. You know, some Scrabble, follow, like, subscribe to the YouTubes, the Spotify's, whatever your podcast listening app is. We got that Twitter. Twitter handle escapes me right now because it's not spelled correctly.
The Twitter handle is just sessions canceled. We just don't have the second to last E. Or no, sorry, we don't have the last E.
Last E. All right, there you go. Yeah, because Twitter has a weird limit on that.
No fit.
Yeah. No, it just don't like that. Thanks, Twitter. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sessions canceled. You'll find it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully. I don't know. We might be shadow banned for something. God help us if we got shadow banned, because I don't know what.
I was gonna say, damn, we got shadow banned with the quickness if we did. Hot damn.
I mean, we don't even post anything racy or raunchy enough to be shadow banned. Yeah.
No, it's just we have the word cancel in the name. That's it.
We do. Yeah,
no, they shadow banned us because we were canceled.
It's like they're asking for it. People on Twitter are just like, listen, that's in the name. We just got it.
Anyway, let barbarians use strength for unarmored defense.
Let barbarians run free. Yeah. Really, honestly.
Let the barbarian run free.
Just give them two-handed weapons and say, go, my child.
I would love the idea if a barbarian had like their own version of evasion, but it's with like con saves or strength saves or something.
That would be kind of cool.
I really just muscle deflection.
Muscle power.
Just deflect missiles, but with your muscles. Like you say no.
Like how sick would it be if it was like some sort of like cleave ability? If it was if the enemy just had fell cleave and your barbarian could be like no. And then fucking the enemy just looks at you and goes,
what?
And the barbarian just says, no.
Side note, Zangief. Zangief got some barbarian energy.
Zangief is also my favorite Street Fighter character.
Yeah.
All hail the red cyclone.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That man wrestling bears.
Hashtag bring back El Fuerte.
That's not happening. Anyway.
I know.
No. Anyway, we have been sessions canceled.
We have been.
We have been. Yeah, we're no longer sessions
Oh, that's
canceled
awkward.
now. We're sessions canceled with an extra D.
Awesome.
These nuts. Ah!
Oh, he did
All
the
right.
thing. Such as Cancer Podcast Incorporated.